Chapter 10. Living Water. Looking now at John 4, verse 10, Jesus answered and said to her, "If you knew the gift of God and who it is who says to you, 'Give me a drink,' you would have asked him, and he would have given you living water." Jesus meets a woman on a dusty road. It was a hot afternoon at Jacob's well. He brings up the idea of thirst and draws a parallel between man's desire for water and man's desire for something of a spiritual nature. She was lonely, and nobody could fulfill her needs. She already had 5 husbands. None could satisfy the longing in her heart, her spirit, even with all of the people around the city, yet she was unable to satisfy the longing in her soul. Yet Jesus says to her, speaking directly to her heart, "If you would ask the right question, ask for what you need, I will give it to you." There is no rejection in Christ. Today, Jesus says, "Come unto me and I will give to you." We are all afraid of rejection, but Jesus says, "I am of loving kindness." Jesus spoke to the woman where she was. She knew the 5 books of the Pentateuch. She had read Deuteronomy chapter 18, 15 to 19, and he was proclaiming to her, "I am that prophet." He was telling her, "I am the word, spoken reason, the foundation of all wisdom, he who gives being, life, light, knowledge, and purpose. I am your answer. I am the grand source of the revelation of God. I am God made flesh." He speaks to her and says, "If you would ask, I would give." It was told in Deuteronomy chapter 18, verses 15 to 19, "The Lord your God will raise up for you a prophet like me from your midst. From your brethren, him you shall hear, and according to all you desired of the Lord your God in Horeb in the day of the assembly, saying, Let me not hear again the voice of the Lord my God, nor let me see this great fire any more, lest I die. And the Lord said to me, What they have spoken is good, and I will raise up for them a prophet like you from among their brethren, and will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak to them all that I command of him. And it shall be that whoever will not hear my words, which he speaks in my name, I will require it of him." Let's continue with John chapter 4, verse 16 to 26. Jesus said to her, "Go, call your husband, and come here." The woman answered and said, "I have no husband." Jesus said to her, "You have well said, I have no husband, for you have had 5 husbands, and the one whom you now have is not your husband, and that you spoke truly." The woman said to him, "Sir, I perceive that you are a prophet. Our fathers worship on the mountain, and you Jews say that in Jerusalem is the place where one ought to worship." Jesus said to her, "Woman, believe me, the hour is coming when you will neither on this mountain nor in Jerusalem worship the Father. You worship what you do not know. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. But the hour is coming, and now is, when the true worshipers will worship the Father in spirit and in truth, for the Father is seeking such to worship him. God is spirit, and those who worship him must worship in spirit and in truth." And the woman said to him, "I know that Messiah is coming, who is called Christ. When he comes, he will tell us all things." Jesus said to her, "I who speak to you am he." And in verses 16 and 17, Jesus shows to the woman that he is already aware of her life circumstances.